So here I am, late at night. I had a full day. I went out, hung out with the girlfriend. I uh, had anyways, I had a long day at work, and there's some personal stuff going on too. So there's a friend of mine that I need to help. So between a friend of mine I need to help, which is going on tomorrow, and my girlfriend who's helping me help a friend out, the personal matter. I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to what was going on. I saw the end of the Ducks slaughtering Nashville. Nashville's got some serious problems, and I'm sorry, but Montreal's playing great. Nashville's playing poorly. Shea Weber's playing fantastic in Montreal. Is anybody gonna acknowledge that? No, didn't think so. So Jake Virtanen, apparently not happy with his ice time. I'm gonna try to make this as simple as possible. Okay. Virtanen is not ready to be a top six forward in the NHL. He is not suited to be a bottom six forward in the NHL. He was drafted in the top 10 spot. He should be in the AHL, getting a top six role, and playing for Utica. Now, I've been criticized as being a non-Canucks fan because when they were on a winning streak, I said this is not something that they're going to be able to keep up. Surprise, surprise, they've lost 3 in a row. Now, in the middle of all this, Virtanen's floundering. Horvat's had everybody for his line mate except the Sedins. The lines are juggled constantly. I'm not sure why Gauntz is still up there. I don't understand why Burrows wasn't benched at the start of the year. I gotta get off here because I'm gonna get constantly notified about Canucks forum posts and that thread. Look at the Jake Virtanen thread, and it's like during the summer I called this. Send Virtanen to the AHL, and I had a lot of Canuck fans say, no, he's an NHLer. He's not. And if the Canucks aren't careful, and if Willie Desjardins continues to play him 7 or 8 minutes a game, he never will be. He's a skilled forward. Yeah, he can bang and crash. That's not what you draft in 6th place. Your number 6 draft pick is a skilled forward. He's a goal scorer. And he's being sat. And it's like, and Desjardins publicly saying too, well, I play the guys who I feel I will win with. I don't mind Willie Desjardins saying this. But if he doesn't feel that Jake Virtanen's a guy that you can have on the ice with 5 minutes left in a game where they're down, if you don't feel that he's a guy that can fuel a comeback, then send him to Utica. Because the longer this goes on, the more it's going to piss him off, and the more of a chance there is of the Canucks sending another prospect running in the other direction. They have Trampkin that they won't play. They can't send him to the minors because he's going to go to the KHL if they try it. I don't understand this. Now, I've been one who said Benning has been great at drafting. He's drafted really good players. But now he's drafting and discarding them. The only one that seems to be thriving right now is Horvat. He was acquired in a trade for Corey Schneider. Benning had nothing to do with Bo Horvat being a Canuck. Of course, if Benning had been the GM, I fully expect that Corey Schneider would still be the goaltender. But that's not the point. Point is, the only prospect of the Canucks that's doing really well right now, in terms of younger player, is Horvat. Even Hutton has shown signs of a sophomore slump. And I don't know what other way to put it. Like, I didn't predict the Canucks to finish near the bottom of the league or at the bottom of the league because I hate the Canucks or because I'm cheering for them to finish down there. I predicted it because I watched last year's team. I didn't see any improvement. Yes, guys got injured. A lot of guys get injured. Hamhuis was one of the guys got injured. And when he got injured, their defense really, really suffered. And they let him walk. They let him walk. And you can throw the blame at Dallas, and you can say, well, Hammer wouldn't waive his no-trade clause to go to Chicago. And yet, when Hammer was asked, he never said he said he had never been asked to waive. And apparently Dallas screwed that up. Dallas was trying to decide between Chris Russell and Dan Hamhuis and felt that Russell was the better fit. Russell was terrible in Dallas, so now Hammer's a Dallas star after free agency. If the Canucks had kept Dan Hamhuis, I wouldn't have crapped on them all summer. Not like I did. But they don't have any offense from the blue line, and now one of the only gritty young forwards who might develop into a 25 or 30 goal scorer. And Virtanen has that potential. And they're playing him 7 minutes a game on the fourth line. He's getting Derek Dorsett ice time. He will never develop into a goal scorer getting Derek Dorsett ice time. And I don't know how much more as a Canucks fan I can explain this to people. I don't know how many times I can go over this and maintain my objectivity. Because as a Canuck fan, I want to see Canuck prospects develop properly. And having a guy sit on the bench in the NHL, seemingly being punished for something that's not his fault, being inexperienced and young, it's ridiculous. Detroit gets a guy like that, and they send him to the minors with the understanding, go down and play in Grand Rapids, and when you're set, you can come up and play for us. And the way that it works is guys like Tatar and Nyquist, when they came up, they were good to go. They were ready. Anthony Mantha's not playing for Detroit until he's ready. And Mantha's farther along in his development than Virtanen. And he's still down in the AHL because he needs the time. It's not just defensemen that take a while to develop. And it's not a sign that Virtanen's a bust. God, I hate that. You can't call a guy a bust when he's still 20, 21 years of age. It's ridiculous. But a team can turn a guy into that if you don't play him properly. I'm okay with giving a guy limited minutes in his rookie year. I'm fine with that. But year 2, you've got to shit or get off the pot. Either that guy's a top 6 forward on your team or he's in the AHL. Because you've seen all you can see of him in limited ice time in his rookie season. Or he's been a top 6 in his rookie season, he's regressed in his sophomore season, and you need to send him down before that regression becomes irreversible. And it doesn't take very long. We're up to about the end of October here. How long? How long did the Canucks play this game with Virtanen? How far do they go? So tonight, total Canuck fanboy here. And I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated with watching Trampkin sitting. And I'm frustrated with watching Virtanen getting frustrated. Because these are two guys who should be cornerstones of the future of this franchise. And Trampkin's on the verge of going back to the KHL, and Virtanen's on the verge of just shutting down. And I get it. Brandon Sutter's had a good start. He is not a goal scorer in the NHL. Not for a full 80 games. He can score you 20, yes. Virtanen has the potential to be more than that. This is part of what I said at the start of the year. Willie Desjardins wants to make the playoffs. He wants to save his job. Don't blame the guy. Jake Virtanen does not play a part in that. Because he doesn't... Willie Desjardins and Jim Benning do not believe that this team is rebuilding. The team is rebuilding, whether they like it or not. And that's what's frustrating. Almost as frustrating as watching the Bruins piss away draft picks is watching the Canucks piss away prospects. We had a huge, deep, huge, just amazing crop of prospects. And now we're looking at, McCann's gone, Shinkarik's gone, Virtanen's angry, Trampkin's ready to go back to Russia, Forsling got traded to Chicago, and what did the Canucks get back for all this? They got Granlund, they got Goodbranson. Granlund's look good. Granlund is not an offensive force. Goodbranson's look good. Goodbranson is not a guy who can produce points on the blue line, and that's what they desperately need. So, are we further ahead? No. And yet, when all these trades went down and all these moves happened, it was, well, Benning's getting guys who are further along in their development. Fine. Then why do we take Virtanen and just trade him to Pittsburgh for Matt Cullen? Because Matt Cullen's 18 years further along in his development. Let's just try that. I mean, obviously, it's a ridiculous suggestion, and it wouldn't fly. He's not Mike Gillis. But my God, it is really frustrating to see this kind of shit going on early in the season. 7 games into the season, and it's started. And for what? I'm watching Calgary. I'm watching Matt Tkachuk. And you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing a guy that if in the next couple of games his offense doesn't round out, he is going to see himself getting sent back to juniors. And it's the right move if it happens. I mean, if they keep him the 40-game mark and send him down to juniors before his first year of his contract gets expired or gets burned off, that's fine too. But watching other teams properly execute prospect development, and then watching Virtanen get frustrated with the Canucks and admit it openly. I mean, if you're not good enough to win now, and you're pissing away your prospects for later, what's left for me as a Canucks fan to cheer for, to hold on to? What is there? Besser? Okay. Let's say Besser's watching right now. McCann? Gone. Shinkarik? Gone. Horvat? Who's his line mates? Virtanen? On his way out the door, maybe? What if Besser looks at that in the spring and goes, you know what? I'll just declare free agency. In August, I'll just be a free agent and go wherever I want. Because Vancouver is near the bottom of the league, at the bottom of the league, wherever they finish. And I don't know, they've got kind of a spotty track record with developing talent. I want to go to a team that I know I can win with and has a good track record with talent. And as an American player, maybe he goes to Minnesota, Detroit, Dallas, Rangers, Boston. Lots of American cities that like the American college kids and develop them pretty well. Vessey's doing a pretty good job in New York right now. Ask my Bruins. So, yeah, what do you guys think? What do you guys think is going to happen? Because I'm already tired of it. It's frustrating. And I don't understand why he's with the team. They should have sent him down at the start of the year and kept Magna on the team. Because, yeah, Magna is a fringe forward. But at least he's a guy that you can play as a fringe forward who isn't going to get mad about getting fourth-line minutes. Isn't going to feel like his development is being stunted. And Virtanen is both. Frustrated and feeling like his development's being stunted. It doesn't do him any good to play fourth-line minutes. And I said that at the start of the year. I said that during the summer. Anyways, that's it for me for tonight. I just figured I'd just let that out there and just see what comes back. So what do you think? Do you think Virtanen's going to end up demanding a trade by the deadline if this keeps up? Do the Canucks let him go to the minors and develop his game? How far into the season do we get if this continues before Willie Desjardins looking for another job and Travis Green's the coach? Because, I've seen other coaches who struggle with developing young players get canned for it. So, what's going to happen? Anyways, all opinions are welcome. Just frustrated for Jake Virtanen. I love the kid's game. I watched all the highlights when he was in the Western Hockey League. He's got all the potential in the world, and I would hate to see another potential power forward pissed away by Vancouver. It would be very frustrating to see another, I don't want to say Zach Kassian, but yeah, minus the personal issues off the ice, Virtanen, there's that same thing. Are they going to trust him or are they not? Because as much as Kassian had off games and played when he wanted to kind of thing, and he had a bad reputation with certain fans, he also got jerked around. He played great with the Sedins on one night, and then the next night he'd be on the third line. And it's like, wait a minute. Isn't he a power forward now? Aren't you going to give him a shot? No, we got to get Burrows back there and get Burrows going. I don't know. We're going to put Hansen up there. Not wanting to commit to your young players when you're a team that's not at the top and your future is those young players is stupid. It is a stupid way to decide the future of your team. Because when your present isn't very good, all you've got is your future. And Virtanen should be a huge part of that. Virtanen and Besser should be patrolling their wings for the next 10 years. And I don't know if you piss off one, if you don't risk losing the other as a free agent. Like I said, free agents have done that. Look what Vesey did to Nashville and then to Buffalo. It happens. College guy says, I don't think I want to play for that organization. And it's done. And Besser would attract a lot of attention on the free agent market next summer. A lot. The kid's a horse. But anyways, let me know what you think. And remember, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And welcome to the channel when you do.